with my girl.
I'm your cousin.
Really, I'm trying to do one vine. Come on, can't you just
Take you for a ride on my big green tractor. We can go slow or make it go faster.
What's going on, guys? Turkehy back with a brand new video. Now today we have NPL Minors Week 7 versus Keegan and his Olympic Flygon. I believe that's his team name. That's just off the top of my head. But make sure to go check out Keegan. His link is down in the description below. He's an NPL veteran. I believe he won a season of the majors before. So he's kind of washed up, if you ask me, going from majors all the way to minors, and never going back to majors. But it's fine. We played Keegan last season, and we beat him. So this is like a rematch. I believe this is our one out of the 3 rematches we have this entire season, the other being Uzi and Techno. So that's going to be fun to see. Make sure to subscribe to the NPL channel and to join the Discord and become a TOR Luxrays fan. That'll be greatly appreciated. But yeah, week 7, I'll just get into the matchup. That should appear on your screen right about now. I have my team, which you should be familiar with by now. He has Zygarde 50% with the Z, Mega Medicham, Entei, Skarmory, Gengar, Seismitoad, Florges, Yanmega, Hitmontop, Diancie, Raichu Alolan with the Z, and Bouffalant with the Z. Couple things to note: no grass type on his team anywhere. So that's really nice for my Landers and for my Thundy. Not having to run coverage for like a potential Shaman or I don't know, some grass type that he would have. Also, his team is pretty slow. A lot of his team is either base 70 or below base 70. So that's nice. His fastest mons being Gengar and Alolan Raichu, which are both outsped by Houndoom. But as you can see, I'm not bringing Houndoom, which you'll see how that plays out into the battle. But yeah, his threat, he has a lot of, his defensive core with Skarmory and Florges is really threatening towards me. Not much on my team can actually deal with those two. Partner with Mega Medicham is just really scary. I don't have a single Mega Medicham. There we go, words. I don't have a single Mega Medicham switch in, barring a Savali Ghost, which you'll see if I brought momentarily. Other than that, Yanmega, Raichu, Gengar, they're all dealt with Guja to an extent. They could be worn down. Guja can be worn down, though, so I gotta be careful and play wise with it. Zygarde is also handled by the Avalugg pretty well. Only a special Zygarde can handle Avalugg, and special Zygarde isn't really a threat to my team. Can't really do much. Gengar, something like a toxic hex set could be annoying, because that does a lot to a non-assault vest Guja, and it also wears down Guja if I am assault vest. He has this weird obsession with Yanmega and Bouffalant, bringing them to a lot of games. I don't really remember how many games he brought it off the top of my head, but I have to prep for those considering he brought them. And he had a lot of success with Yanmega. I believe that's on the top of the kill leaderboard still after how many weeks. But yeah, let's just hop into what I brought. I brought Landorus Eye with the Lifeform Sheer Force, Earth Power Grass Knot, Iron Tail Gravity with pretty much max speed, max special attack with the Naive Nature. This Iron Tail and Gravity, if you didn't know Gravity, it makes my Iron Tail 130 something% accurate, so I'm not missing Iron Tail under Gravity. This can actually break down his core being Skarmory, Seismitoad, Florges. If I get a Gravity up, Skarmory isn't doing much to me. I could just OHKO that thing or bring him down to his 30. And also, Brave Bird from it won't be doing too much. He could have Natural Gift Ice, which I have to be careful of. But other than that, Earth Power, Iron Tail, pretty much Earth Power just hits his entire team. And then Iron Tail's just nice for Florges if he thinks that's a free switch in. A Spadef one, maybe could take a Sludge Wave or something. He could bring AV Bouffalant, which he's done before, so I gotta watch out for that. But yeah, still pretty self-explanatory. Nice for Medicham, can revenge Medicham and stuff like that. Let's just move on to my Savali Ghost, which I do decide to bring. This is like my only answer to Mega Man Champ. I could bring Savali Psychic, but I felt like high jump kick was way too spammable versus me. This does leave me a little bit weak to Zen Headbutt, but I figured he would just want to click HJK versus me because like I don't have a switch in, it's pretty free. He could predict a Savali Go, so it's really just a toss-up between if he just spams Zen Headbutt until my Savali Ghost is gone or high jump kick. But this is nice. Shadow Ball, Toxic, Parting Shot, Heat Wave. Heat Wave is actually 2 Echo's non-physically defensive Skarmory, which I do expect him to bring because other than that, Azu just puts in so much work. If he's not like Whirlwind on that Skarmory and he's not physically defensive, Azu just shits on his team. But Toxic, Parting Shot, just standard coverage here. But yeah, let's just move on to the Gudra. I'm not Assault Vest this week. I'm actually Chesto Berry Resto Chesto. This set is really nice for his like again the 3 mons I mentioned, the Gengar, the Yamega, and the Raichu. Can eat hits really well from them. Can rest off something like a Toxic from Gengar and just Draco like the Draco the Yamega Gengar, get a lot of damage off. And yeah, maybe switch out, I don't know, but also Toxic's nice for a Florist that's not like aromatherapy or something like that. So yeah, that's nice, and for Seismitoad and whatnot. And yeah, I don't think I could take a Medicham high jump kick, but it's fine. I have Savali Ghost in the back, but yeah, Flamethrower is really nice for Skarmory because it does a lot, and I could just rest up on that thing, and Skarmory's not beating this 1v1. So let's just move on to this Avalugg, which is designed to take on Zygarde. Even if he's Focus Blast, I do have the Chople Berry Avalanche, just OHKOs that thing straight up. And Medicham, if I'm like above something like 70%, I actually eat a high jump kick, and Avalanche does like 70%, so that's really nice. Recover, Roar is I believe Roar is there in case he's like sub camouflage Zygarde. I saw that in a mock, and that's pretty scary, so I decided to run Roar over something like I don't know. I had like Stone Edge on that before to hit Entei, but for Entei I wasn't really scared of. Also I didn't mention Gudra is also a nice switch into Entei, because if he's like Sacred Fire, I could rest the burn off if he gets that on me, so that's nice. And yeah, just Rapid Spin to get rid of rocks and to handle, like, I could eat a hit from Gengar, like any hit, and maybe kill that thing with Avalanche if he's low enough. I could eat a hit from Yamega if it comes down to it. I could eat a hit from Raichu if he's not at +2 if it comes down to it. Just Avalugg is really good this matchup. Can eat any one hit. Even with Sturdy broken, I could still eat a lot of hits. But yeah, next we have Nasty Plot, Electrum Z, Thunderbolt, Grass Knot, Ice Beat, or Hidden Power Ice Thunderous with pretty much max. The Spadef investment, so I don't die to a Life Orb Gengar Shadow Ball from full, does 99% maximum. So I could just kill that thing off with like a Electrum Z Thunderbolt, or if I'm at +2, kill that thing off with just a regular Thunderbolt. I have to be careful how I or when I click my Electrum Z Thunderbolt, because he has 2 ground types, which I have coverage for, being Grass Knot and HP Ice, which are both ×4 effectiveness versus both of them. But I do have to be careful. This can also eat a hit from Raichu, I believe. The Spadef investment allows me to, unless he's Size Shock, which would be problematic, but it honestly doesn't matter. I don't have coverage for it because I don't expect it to too much, but it still could be a possibility. Let's see. His team is just generally really weak to this thing. If I get a Nasty Plot up, I pretty much just win. It's also a really good switch into Skarmory, because Skarmory can't really do anything to me. He could run Rock Slide, but that forces him to predict this thing, and it also doesn't kill me at all. But Sturdy could be annoying, Rock Slide, stuff like that. Pretty standard set, honestly. I toyed around with mixed Wild Charge Electrum Z to hit Florges harder, but I just said screw it, and like Nasty Plot is way better to like break through that thing. Lastly, we have my Bronzong with the Ganlon Berry, Heavy Slam, Natural Gift, Earthquake, and Stealth Rock. The Ganlongberry, if you didn't know, makes natural gift 100 base power ice. So that's for Zygarde. So I'm not like complete setup fodder. Just in case the Avlog is dead to like a Medicham. Like if I sack that thing off to Medicham or like something else to kill that thing or get rocks off, I have this thing, just a natural gift. Sorry, my English today is off, but I can natural gift that thing, and not Oko it, but just prevent it from being set up fodder, for me. And this Savali Ghost, if it's still around, can eat a hit since I'm really defensive, and Shadow Ball should be able to pick it off after that. And rocks are nice. His spinner is Hitmontop, and his hazard removal is Skarmory, and Florges, I believe, learns Defog this gen. But if he's running Defog, I don't think he has room for Aromatherapy, so that's nice. Skarmory does come in on this thing every time, though, so if I get rocks up and he has rocks up, he's forced to defog and get rid of the rocks on my side, which is nice. And I can just go hard Thunderous every time. But I believe the defensive estimate is there, so I could eat Mega Medicham's high jump kick, which is nice at full. I believe I eat that. Also, I don't die to Zygarde's 1,000 arrows. And Heat Proof is nice for the Entei, because I also don't die to like a Bandit Sacred 5, so I could maybe Earthquake that thing if he's low and pick it off. Also nice to kill the Florges, because this is like my only Moonblast switching on the team, so I could, if he's like an offensive Calm Mind or just Calm Mind in general, Heavy Slam's going to do a lot to that thing. Can eat a hit from a Alolan Raichu depending on what he goes for. Even Thunderbolt won't even kill me. So this thing is just good in general. But that's been it. Let's just hop into the battle. I'll see you guys there. Okay, so here we are with the battle. He brings Gengar, Medicham, Skarmory, Florges, Alolan Raichu, and Zygarde. Couple things that he didn't bring. He didn't bring the Yanmega. He didn't bring Boufflant, which are two things like either like I kind of expected Yanmega. I didn't expect Boufflant that too much. And if he did come, I would kind of expect it to be Assault Vest. No Entei, which is really nice because Entei kind of put in a lot of pressure on my team. Other than that, I expected everything. And no Seismitoad, but Seismitoad was like a iffy, to bring. But I expect his lead to either be Florges, Skarmory, Gengar, or Alolan Raichu. I don't think he would want to lead with these two big breakers being Zygarde and Medicham. So therefore, I decided to lead Guja because Guja gave me the best option versus most of his team. Even if he had Florges, I could Toxic, Scouting if he had Heal Bell and stuff like that. So I lead Guja, expecting some of that, and he actually does lead Gengar, so I get the lead right. I go for Toxic, expecting Florges because there's no way you're staying in. Seeing if he's Heal Bell, he actually is Heal Bell, so that's unfortunate. So that makes this thing a lot harder to deal with. But here is free rocks as I go for rocks here, and a free switch into Thunderous, because this thing just can't touch Thunderous. So I go for Nasty Plot here as he sets up a Tailwind. So I'm like thinking, okay, so you're gonna Tailwind into something like Raichu or Zygarde, right? And I was more leaning towards Zygarde because either I'm clicking Thunderbolt here, like I would kind of expect him to make the try hard play into Zygarde, because either I'm clicking Thunderbolt here or like Z Thunderbolt to catch the Florges. So Zygarde was like a good play there to eat that hit. So I predict that and go for HPI, so that's not bad. Huge thing, Zygarde out of the way. Turn 6. And that's really good, but that gives him a free switch into Medicham. Here, I should have went Zygarde. Two reasons. Because he actually can just go for Zen Headbutt there, and that would have just killed my Thunderous, and that would have been game. I don't know. There's no reason for him to go for a fighting move there, so I should have just went Bronzong, because obviously after rocks, this thing dies to a Zen Headbutt, and as you can see here, it actually does. But that was a mistake on my part. I could just go Landorus here and threaten this thing with Earth Power. I believe it kills from this range. I'm not sure. But I think it does. And if he does go Skarmory, like I said, Skarmory is free gravity for me, as he has no switches after gravity, and then Iron Tail could just Oko the rest. But I could just go for gravity here. maybe I should have ran Rock Polish over Grass Knot, but Seismitoad was too big of a threat, and I didn't have any coverage on it for the rest of my team, or from the rest of my team. So just Grass Knot was nice, just in case he brought it. In hindsight's 2020, obviously, but Rock Polish would have been nice. Could have set up 2 Rock Polishes there to like outspeed everything. Kind of just win, to be honest. But I could go for Iron Tail here. I eat the Moonblast, go for Iron Tail, and knock that thing out. So Florges is out of the way. That frees up my Thunderous so much. So I'm up 5-4, which is nice. He goes Medicham. He pretty much gets a kill here if he clicks the right move. I go Bronzong because I should have done this before, obviously, but he goes for Zen Headbutt, and either Zen Headbutt or Ice Punch there. Ice Punch was probably the safer play, just in case he went for Zen and missed. But that gives him a free Skarmory, but that also gives me a free Thunderous here, so that's exactly what I do. Thunderous literally is very free right now, but here is where I think I made the biggest misplay of the game. I go for Z Thunderbolt here, and obviously I probably should have saved the Z Thunderbolt because if you check the calcs, regular Thunderbolt doesn't kill Medicham, so Z Thunderbolt late game, maybe without the Tailwind up, could actually win me the game. But I stupidly click, and I'm beating myself up for this like constantly, but I stupidly click Z Thunderbolt. I don't know what went through my head there, but it doesn't kill this thing. I knew it didn't kill this thing either. Could have just went for a Thunderbolt and just weakened this thing down a lot. And I had a free Goodra in the back, so even if this thing did came out for free, I had a Goodra and a Sack and Bronzong in the back. I do go Bronzong though, just to scout for the Z move, as he actually does go for that. Z Shattered Psyche, so that I eat that. I eat that a lot. But he goes Skarmory. Even if he like Skarmory is not much of a problem if he goes hard Skarmory, because I literally, like I said, get free Thunderous every time. Also, misplay number 2. I knew the Zygar or this Gengar / Medicham double was going to happen because I went well, mostly this thing because it outspeeds the 2 things I've been going into Skarmory. Like it outspeeds the Thunderous that I've been going into Skarmory constantly. But I could have, like, I was so close to clicking Earthquake there, predicting either a Roost or like Raichu / Gengar. But I actually don't make that play, and I had it in my head. I knew he was going to make that play. But it was really unfortunate that I didn't decide to Earthquake. Because if I Earthquake this thing, I believe it killed. And I would have been up 5-3, and it kind of looked like game from there. But I go Avalugg. I eat any hit. He goes for Sludge Wave. I get Avalanche, and it was a roll to kill at 88%. I don't know whose favor it was in, but it was a roll to kill. Don't quote me on that. I'm like 70% sure that was a roll. But I don't get the roll, unfortunately. He lives on 1%, and Avalugg does not live to see another day. Disabled doesn't really matter, and Avalugg dies, which forces me to go Goodra. Take a Sludge Wave, and I get poisoned, which is really unfortunate. 10% poison chance. So that forces me to rest later on in the game. So that's kind of sucks, but it really doesn't matter in the grand scheme of things, because I would have rested anyways eventually on the like Raichu or something. But that gives him a free Medicham, as like it did before, and I just go Bronzong here, just to sack it. Honestly, I've been trying to sack it this like entire game. Get the Ganlong Berry, not really much I could do, not really useful there, but he goes for Drain Punch, kills me. And here's where I should have saved the Z move, because if I had the Z move here, after like a regular Thunderbolt and Rocks, Z move would have killed the Raichu. And I would have been in a really great position there, because he would have to either go Skarmory or Medicham on this thing, and I would pretty much get like huge damage off on the Medicham to where Landorus just wins, or what am I trying to say? Huge damage on the Medicham to where Landorus wins, or killing the Skarmory, which I don't think he would go Skarmory after I would go for Z Thunderbolt here, because that just gives me a free kill, honestly. But yeah, this really does suck because Thunderbolt doesn't kill, and he kills me back, and that's kind of game because Landorus can't revenge everything on his team. If I had Rock Polish here, I would have went for it, but I don't have Rock Polish, and that's pretty much game, as there's not really much I could do. I switched out because he didn't reveal his last move, and I'm assuming it's Braver, because why would you run like a non-attacking Skarmory, you're just literally set up fodder for my Lando. But he actually reveals Defog here, so he has no attacking moves on the Skarmory. So complete setup fodder for not even Tailwind either. So that's even setup fodder for Azu. So I'm not really sure why he brought no attacking Skarmory. As if I brought Belly Drum Azu, which I did have on the team at one point, I literally just won because as long as I got rid of Zygarde, of course, because Zygarde does not die to a +6 Oxygen. But other than that, I kind of just win if I belly drum up on Azu with this thing, with Azu on this thing. Also, if I brought Skarmory, or if not Skarmory, if I brought Houndoom here, I kind of won. As you see, I'm getting ahead of myself actually. My apologies, but I go for Flamethrower here. Maybe I should have went for actually don't. I agree with my Flamethrower play because if Flamethrower, 2 Flamethrowers here, if he didn't Roost here, I could have Flamethrowered Flamethrower, and then I would have to bank off a HAK miss. I believe, like, I have to do that anyways, like, just because I'm kind of misplayed in the game. But he goes for Roost here, so he's kind of stalling out his own Tailwind turns, which I'm kind of confused about, because he could have won 2-0 instead of 1-0. I kind of just spoiled that, but it doesn't really matter. I kill this thing with Flamethrower, and I have to hope he misses that high jump kick. Even if he doesn't miss the high, even if he goes for Ice Punch, it'll knock me in range of Raichu, and Raichu could just clean the game up from there if he has HP Ice, which kind of obviously he does. But he doesn't miss the high jump kick, and that's pretty much just game. Lando can't kill, like I said, Lando can't kill Medicham or Raichu. So GG to Keegan. Me and him are 1-0 from 1-1 from last season, because I did beat him last season, but we're 1-1. That was a good rematch. Another 1-0 loss, so I'm currently 5-2, plus 11. So both of my losses were 1-0, which is really nice. Don't have to suffer much differential loss. Nice to narrow it down. Couple things, like I choked in the game with the Z Thunderbolt and the Gengar switch in, which really does suck. But I also choked in building, so this was all in all really bad game for me, at least. I choked in building because like Houndoom or Azu here would have cleaned up the game, as like the priority from Azu would have just cleaned up the game from there, or like a Belly Drum Azu again would have just set up all over Skarmory. But I didn't really expect him to bring maybe he had a plan for it. Maybe he had a Sash Gengar, so I don't know his full team. Like I can't really judge his team, but maybe he had Sash Gengar, so I guess that was his way of dealing with Azu. But if I have rocks up, Azu just won. But it's all hindsight. It's all 2020. Hindsight's 2020. But yeah, that's been the video. I hope you guys enjoyed, but that's been it. Peace.